this time last year, you were coming up on about your 1 week anniversary as the general manager of the Detroit Lions. This year, you guys are in a coaching role, but how much more are you able to embrace this week and everything it has to offer?
Yeah, that's a great question because, man, I was just thinking last year, came down here for a brief period of time and really was talking with teams about, Matt Stafford, and it was that aspect of it, and it was a learning process because I've always came in here just purely on scouting business, and then last year I'm coming here discussing QB trades, and then now we're coaching the game, So, but no, it's a great opportunity. I'm really excited for not only the players in the game, but our coaches, our organization. I know that we'll represent the Lions right, and just decided to get this week started.
You mentioned in press conferences leading up to this, you're way ahead in the draft process compared to last year, understandably so. But what does that mean? Does that mean the draft board is covered? What does that mean exactly?
Yeah, well, our personnel staff does a great job, and in particular, our college, our college director, Dave Sears, he does a great job, and really our whole over-the-top staff, and we were able to get eyes on every single prospect that's at this game, so it gives you an advantage to you're not coming in this week getting taken by surprise, or you're seeing a player for the first time. It's like, whoa, I didn't know this guy, So now you kind of have a good idea of what these players are all about, but you hadn't seen them maybe live in person. So now you're kind of just dotting some I's, crossing some T's, and saying, okay, he actually is 6'3". I thought he looked like he was more of a 6'1" guy, So to get all those questions answered would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So you've watched a lot of tape. A lot of people have said you can definitely elevate your draft stock here. So I got to know, how much weight do you put on the tape that you've seen and the performance that is here, whether it elevates it or doesn't make the case for someone?
Yeah, you want those guys just to really compete, and so if it matches up with the tape, yeah, but we actually go into it with questions that we want to get answered from the tape. So, and we take that case by case, especially by specific players. And so we have a question that we want to be answered from the tape. And so then we're very intentional in our focus and what we want to get seen this week.
You get a front row seat to the intangibles that these players have as well. What are the biggest ones you're looking for?
Just kind of how much of a teammate they are, how much of a teammate they are, how much they compete among their peers. Deuce had those guys in that meeting, had them just riled up just about, bringing them in as one and letting them know, look, you got to trust the guy right next to you, yes, you are trying to prove your draft stock, but the next guy's trying to do the same thing. So, just kind of be together as one, and it's one team, it's on one page, and Deuce has done a great job. He's kicking it off right.
Right, the post-press conference reviews from Coach Staley as he headed in that team meeting where guys wanted to run through walls for him. You have Ben Johnson, who will be in an elevated role, as well as Aubrey Pleasant. So what kind of opportunity does it give really those guys, especially Ben Johnson and Aubrey Pleasant, now that they can kind of step into these coordinator roles for the week?
Yeah, and you know what, everything that I've seen from both of them, it's not going to be too big for them. They're more than qualified. They're more than ready to take on those expanded roles. And they're great coaches, and they're legit bona fide teachers and legit bona fide developers. So when you put all that together and the confidence that they have in themselves, excited for them. But I know they'll be doing a great job this week.
Head coach Dan Campbell gets to be in that advisory role, kind of a little hands-off.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll be in those tight end huddles teaching some techniques, or what are you expecting from the head coach?
There's certain stuff that just runs through your veins, and it's hard to let it go. So I'm sure Dan will kind of have that itch to kind of go in that huddle, or I'm sure he's probably been in that tight end position meeting room already, just kind of peeking behind the curtains a little bit. But and that's who me and Dan are. Just myself coming down here. Yeah, you're in the GM role, but you're a scout at heart. It just runs through your veins. So you want to go out there and get eyes on these guys and see what matches up from the tape and see if those questions that I said can be answered. But I'm sure Dan he'll probably be chomping at the bit as well.